Hi guys, welcome to another video by us, our van our way. So in this video we're just going to discuss future plans, what we've got for the van, an immediate future anyway. Um, it's basically for ventilation, more power, so on and so on. So when we're using the van at the back end of last year, 2022, it's early 23 now. I was using the van as my daily driver. I didn't have a car at the time, and we're having lots of issues with condensation. We had the foil bubble wrap on the ceiling up here, just kind of put on as a temporary thing, just to keep the bit warmth in when we're using it to sleep out in last summer. But as the weather changed, we noticed things were starting to get really damp in here,
Yeah.
mouldy. The seats were constantly wet to the touch. Um, and it turns out the insulation that we'd put on the top, because we're just doing a temporary job, kind of stuck it up with duct tape. Duct tape fixes everything, um, except the insulation didn't fix that. Instead of being like a vapor barrier to prevent the moisture, it was
Causing
well,
it.
yeah, it was preventing the moisture escaping in the van when we were using it. So it was keeping it trapped between the insulation and the metal roof. And then it was going into the air and soaking everything. So we didn't know how to fix it. Been looking on various forums, other YouTubers, whatnot, and ventilation was the key apparently. So at the minute we've got one of the twirly roof vents. I don't know what the official word is, but it twirls around in the wind, so it's a twirly roof vent. Good enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
spinning one.
Only it wasn't good enough. It's pretty much next to useless. It doesn't take the moisture out when you're using the van every day in the cold weather. So the common thing on the internet seems to be those Max Fan Deluxe roof vents with what you push up and it's got a fan on. Um, but unfortunately, they are way out of our price range. Absolutely can't afford one of those at the minute.
Yeah, we did look into them, but they're like
Uh,
hundreds of pounds, aren't they? I
yeah, they're about
think.
300 or 400 quid. Um, like I say, at the moment, we just can't afford to spend that. Plus, I don't know, with this van, I don't know if it would be worth it. I know van prices are a lot more expensive now since COVID, but kind of, I only paid, it was £950 for the van at the time.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like half the price of the van just for a fan,
Mm.
you know? So anyway, we had a look on the internet, didn't we? And Laura found a cheaper one on eBay. So this is what we've got. It's just take it out of the box.
Got a little
Like I
helper
said,
with her.
yes, we've got a little Charlie pup here, getting big now though. So yeah, we've got a little one. It's got a little extractor fan.
Got a little mesh across it as well.
Yeah, it did tell you how to put the thing up, but I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's got a little thing that clips on here, and you turn it, and it hinges the vent up and whatnot. But like I say, it's got a little fan in it. Obviously, it's not going to be anywhere near as good as the Max Fan Deluxe by no means, but it's going to give an option just to get some airflow and either extract the air or bring in the air, because obviously you can have it going both ways. You can have it pulling air in or pulling air out. As well as the vent, we've also got the window spoilers, are they called?
Oh, the wind deflectors.
Wind deflectors, that's it. That you put on your front windows, and then you can leave the window open a crack on a night time, and it stops any rain getting in. If it rains, it stops people noticing the windows are open. So we're hoping this, combined with the windows open with the wind deflectors, should see we're right. So I'll just quickly put this away. We'll be right back with you. Right, so that's that put away. Yeah, so I'm gonna go to my dad's on the weekend coming up, hopefully weather permitting. And basically we're going to cut a hole where this vent fan is. I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not. The twirly fan, we're going to basically cut that out and put this one in its place instead. Again, we'll go to my dad because he can fix everything. It's a shame my kids aren't going to be able to say that about me. I was going to say it must be a dad thing, but maybe it's a dad thing excluding me. And then in our video, was it the last video where we done the split charge relay?
Yeah.
It's working champion. It's putting charge into the batteries. But one thing I've always wanted was this solar panel kit for to go in the van. This one's by EcoWorthy. Again, it's not sponsored, sadly. We had to pay for it. But one of the things that's holding me back with the van build, obviously apart from the weather, is I wanted solar panels on the roof and I wanted the vent on the roof. So we couldn't really insulate it properly and clad the ceiling like we want to, because we just have to rip it all back off. And when you build something, you take it apart and then you try and put it back together again. It never goes right again. So we've bit the bullet. I mean, couldn't really afford this. I've put it on a credit card and we'll pay it at some point in the future. But it was more a case of just get it done, and then it's done, and we can crack on with the ceiling. Like I say, we're going to see about insulating it properly, putting a proper vapor barrier up this time just to stop any moisture getting through whatsoever. And then we're going to start with the timber cladding on the ceiling, and we're just going to cram it full with the plastic bottle insulation on it to make it as insulated as possible. Obviously, we've still got little bits around the edge where it's not quite sealed in. We're going to make sure we get all of this sealed in and covered up. Hopefully we can get a board. Again, I don't know if you can see this from the camera because it's on my phone. The screen's pointing the other way. But we're going to try and put a 45-degree angle board just to cover that bit. Just so it all kind of looks done, looks nice. And then after that...
Sorry.
Little Charlie's just seen someone walking past. He's a little bit antisocial.
He's not. He
doesn't like people.
Protecting me.
Yes, so anyway, after we've got that done, Laura is still planning on painting the panels. We've got one panel. Yes, so after that, Laura's still wanting to paint the panels. We've got one panel down on the bottom of the door to replace. That needs insulating as well at the same time. Got the covers to do.
Yeah.
And then, like I say, the unit. Charlie, shush. Charlie. The unit for the fridge box and our cooker to go on. And then, we've got some...
the lighting as well.
The lino to go on the floor. Yeah, we've got some lighting to do. But like I say, the immediate jobs, what we're going to hopefully get done at the weekend, is we're going to do the vent first. And then if we've got time, we're going to at least get the solar panel mounted and the cable into the van. Even if we don't get it hooked up straight away, we can do that anytime, really, once it's mounted onto the ceiling. So, I think I've talked all the way through this, not really said anything. Little Charlie's having his say. But,
Charlie's having a little say now.
But yeah, so, fingers crossed for the weekend. And thank you, Dad, for when you fit everything. So, anything you want to say, Laura?
It's not really my area of expertise, so
well, no, mine neither.
Really,
but
I don't really know what we're talking about.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, we'll just say bye for now, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah.
So, see you later. Thanks.
Bye.